my question was, what is your opinion on what's going to happen that they're investigating the Justice Department and Holder on the Fast and Furious thing?
Issa's already said he's not going to do anything, that it's up to Obama to do something. You know why? Because Holder walked in a month ago and said, Bush ran this operation, and they all literally put their tails between their legs and shut up. I told you that was going to come out. The government didn't just start shipping drugs in and guns out. Didn't start with Reagan either. Our government has been shipping the drugs in since the 30s, since they made it illegal. So that's where it goes. And Holder's still going to use it to try to restrict the Second Amendment. They don't even need a law. They're ordering, as you know, 4 states, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, to not sell more than, when they sell 2 guns now, they file a suspicious transaction with the ATF, as if the ATF didn't already have the computer file with the NICS system. It's all about the gun shops doing something that's unconstitutional. It's all about setting the precedent. When the ATF criminals say something, they do it. What's your take on that? Oh, the phone system just shut down. I'm sorry. Callers are going to have to call back in. I've never seen that happen before. My phone system just said idle and hung up on everybody. So that's too bad. We'll go to break here. I don't have any audio either going out to break. Something going on? All right. Okay, we're going to be right back after this break with, if you got hung up on, please nobody else call. Just if you're a listener who got hung up on, 800-259-9231. We'll try to get you back up on the system. I apologize that phone system had a little bit of a hiccup. We'll be right back.
Solar power.
Okay, let's go back to your calls, and then when we come back in the next segment, I'm going to break down this little hit piece that's multifaceted from the Corbett Report last night against yours truly and others. Another masterpiece in misrepresentation, but it is funny. Right now, let's go to Otter in Mass. Otter, you're on the air. Welcome.
Oh, my. Okay, you surprised me there because we got disconnected, and blam, there you are. Well, hello, human being and patriot, and bless you. There's just so much information coming down, and I'm amazed at the prescience that you exhibit. You are so focused on all of this that I get on the phone and I think I'm going to say X, Y, or Z, and you say it while I'm sitting here waiting. So, ditto to everything that's been going on. A while back, and you mentioned just recently about actually a caller called in about the RT report, and you haven't gotten back to it, but the Russian ship going up and then blaming us, etc. It only makes sense. Of course we would do something like that because, everything's got to be under the thumb. We've got to show them that, and we isn't necessarily the United States. I think one of the things that I'd like to say is that there are sovereign nations within this country. And yes, all the trees have been broken forever. If you go back a couple decades ago, you'll find a Mohawk Reserve, half in New York, a quarter in Ontario, a quarter in Quebec. And the progressives decided to build casinos. You go to someone like Russell Means' site, and you'll see that the statistics of cancer and alcoholism and suicide, et cetera, and of course, yes, the BIA has got its thumb on these, but they are sovereign. And if you look at MSM, you'll see footage from spring of several decades ago. You'll see someone on the west end of the blockade because the traditionalists said, no, gambling is not right, and we're not going to have this and all of the detriments that come with it fall upon us.
Well, all over the United States, they're trying to give national ID cards through Homeland Security to the Navajo and others, and it's just a terrible, absolutely terrible idea. I mean, you're right, there are sovereign nations within this country and within Canada, and the sterilization of natives, all of it, everything you see practiced on Native Americans is the model, admittedly, of the New World Order. Hitler's concentration camp model was off of the reservation model here, the Jewish ghettos in Prague, all of it. Great points. Good to hear from you. Appreciate you calling in, Otter. Always great to hear from you. Let's go ahead and who's been holding the longest once we got the phone systems back up? Ryan in California, you're on the air, then Lyndon and others. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I just wanted to let you know the Sublime album with Rome. If you look at the album cover, you'll see the all-seeing eye, and there's colors purple, yellow, and green. That means something, and I looked up the article on the guy who designed this album cover, and I thought, because I like the band and everything, I thought, oh, it's the Illuminati, you know, gonna mess with my mind or whatever. But if you listen to it, the first song, Panic, it talks about the bankers and the globalists.
Yeah, well, just because somebody puts pyramids and all-seeing eyes on something doesn't mean they support it. That's like Rick Linklater made A Scanner Darkly off Philip K. Dick's book. I was a consultant on it. I was in it, worked with Tommy Pilata, you know, some. I mean, I'm honored a little bit. I contributed. And you know, some of the scenes, they're openly wearing Illuminati symbols and talking about it. It's not subliminal. They're exposing the government dealing drugs and that it's the Illuminati. And then people are like, that's an Illuminati movie. It's like we today put up a graphic of like, you know, these robots running the Matrix, and it's like a pinball machine with all-seeing eyes. We're pointing out that's who runs it. That's the system we're going towards. It's not that exactly. I mean, you've hit the nail on the head again.
Yeah, you're right, too, because I started listening to the music, and on it, the Panic is talking about, like, the globalists, the bankers, and saying, you know, don't you wish your worth is your money, or along those lines. I don't memorize it by heart yet, but...
yeah, well, listen, I mean, popular music, as I scanned through all of it, all the popular music, whether it's hip-hop, country music, rock and roll, all the new stuff it's not just Muse. It's not just Rush. It's everything. I mean, everywhere. It's anti-New World Order, anti-globalist, anti-corruption. Revolution calling, revolution calling. I mean, the people are waking up, and that's manifest through the art. The globalists are not in control. They're scared.
We're on the
I'm going to break down a piece of propaganda from Comedy Central in a moment. Then I'll get to this short clip of Bruce Fine breaking down how despotism operates and why people in government follow orders that are clearly illegal, unconstitutional, and criminal. That's all coming up, and then some more news. But anxious Greeks emptying their bank accounts. Many Greeks are draining their savings accounts because they are out of work, face rising taxes, or are afraid the country will be forced to leave the Eurozone. By withdrawing money, they're forcing banks to scale back their lending and are inadvertently making the recession even worse, which is what the IMF plan calls for. Then the riots happen, then total confidence is destroyed, and the bankers come in and buy it up. Remember when Steve Forbes, 3-4 months ago, was over in Greece, and Max Kaiser ran into him, and Steve Forbes knew Max, and said, it's great. You ought to come into the meetings with us. We're going to buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. This is awesome. That's how arrogant they are. I actually ran into Steve Forbes one time at a hotel, too. That guy must be all over the place. In Dallas. I'm walking up to my room. It was like 15 years ago. And I was up there visiting a girlfriend before I met my wife. And I'm walking up, and it's like right across to Steve Forbes. I'm like, Steve Forbes. Doesn't matter. Boy, he's an ugly little creature in person. I don't usually go off looks. I don't care. But he is just like a rat. He looks like a demonic rat or something. It looks like his face was run over by a lawnmower. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being mean, and I shouldn't be. Just another globalist. I'm sick of all of them. Now, we are carrying a new film that I am in, and that I can say conservatively is the best and only modern film about the Oklahoma City bombing. And the reason this is important is because the globalists are been hyping, staging new terror attacks. You've seen White House advisors like Robert Shapiro and the Financial Times of London and others talk about there needs to be a new Oklahoma City to blame libertarians and conservatives and to sick Homeland Security on domestic groups and for Obama to pose as a savior. Now, even if Obama was to be thrown out of office, the next president may do this as well, because Homeland Security is for the American people. It is the new film. We just got it in. And if you order it by the 19th, it will be shipped to you by Christmas. So everybody should get A Noble Lie, Oklahoma City, 1995. That's what insiders call staged terror attacks, a noble lie. Oh, we did this because the radical domestic groups are getting in the way of our utopian, collectivist, control freak, eugenics, New World Order. So we'll blow it up and blame them. And it's an incredible film with eyewitnesses, with victims, Jane Graham, you name it. The wife of Terrence Yakey, only interview ever, cop of the year, saved all the people, saw the ATF involved. They murdered him good. It's got the grand juror, Hoppy Heidelberg, the head grand juror, all of them. In fact, I can show you the back of it here if we document cam shot it. The point is that this is the only modern definitive, and it's got incredible high-def archival footage I've never seen before. Just amazing. In 1995, the bombing in Oklahoma City was a direct blow to the heart of America. 168 people were killed, including 19 children. For those watching the nightly news, terrorism had come home. For years following the bombing, countless victims, family members, survivors, rescuers, and ordinary Americans have questioned the official accounts about that fateful day, hoping to shed light on answers long ignored and censored, both by prominent media outlets in the U.S. government. A Noble Lie peels back what we thought we knew about the bombing and its perpetrators. The film exposes information never before examined or brought to the attention of the American public. A Noble Lie is the culmination of years of research, and how Bill Clinton did it, by the way. This is the way to wake up conservatives about government-sponsored terror. And research and documentation conducted by independent journalists, scholars, and ordinary citizens, often risking their personal safety and sanity. They have gathered evidence which threatens to expose the startling reality of what exactly occurred at 9:02 a.m. on April 19, 1995, Oklahoma City. Utilizing footage and eyewitness testimony previously unseen, A Noble Lie will change forever the way you look at the true nature of terrorism. And I consulted a bit on this film and was also interviewed for it. It is powerful. It is the only modern film. There were a few made the year after it happened that were excellent and exposed it. I have a chapter in Road to Tyranny about it that's extremely powerful, but it's only about 30 minutes. This is a full-length film with expanded extras with the latest info. This proves it was a government-sponsored terror attack, and it proves the motive, who did it, names. It's a very dangerous film. A Noble Lie. I'm going to be interviewing the directors and people that were involved in it off and on for the next few weeks. They rushed to get this out, but they took their time. It took them years to do it, and they finally rushed to get it out here. And they've been working on this at least 2 years that I know of. So get it today, Infowars.com. Pre-order now. It officially comes out next week, and it'll start shipping. But I've been authorized to start shipping these as early as Friday. So here it is, A Noble Lie, Oklahoma City, 1995. Perfect to give to friends and family. The Gift of Awakening. Available at Infowars.com. Or you can simply call 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. Or you can also get all 18 of my films on DVD and get all your Christmas shopping done in one whack for $99.95. We've never offered anything even close to that, and it comes with bumper stickers and citizen rule books. Again, Infowars.com or 888-253-3139. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me now shift gears. Right as I went live today, Tim Frugier ran up here and said, you were on the Colbert Report last night on Comedy Central. And been there, done that. They've talked about me on there before. I've been on The View, Nightline, Jay Leno's talked about us, whatever. The mainstream media are legends in their own minds. But when I started watching it, it was so funny, I died laughing and couldn't quit as I went live on air. I think I was laughing and then realized I couldn't stifle it. It was going to look crazy when I went on air. So I just said, go ahead and take me on air laughing. It'd be the only way to explain